Good morning. It's September 10th, Thursday, time for my weekly update. So, a lot's been going on in the last week. We've had our meeting with the town hall for the Renew My Church last Thursday. There were about 70 people there, and of course, the video was online as well, as we begin to discuss possible scenarios for the futures of our parish community and our schools, along with St. Constance, St. Pascal's, and Our Lady of Victory. So our group team, is continuing to meet. We will be meeting again this coming week to discuss the possible scenarios, the feedback we received, the feedback we heard from the other parishes, and then our next group meeting will be on the 22nd with all four parishes together. So plenty of time to give feedback and concern about what the possible scenarios are, what are the strengths and weaknesses of our parish and uniting with different parishes in the community. So please go online and look at that, and there is a survey you can fill out as well, or you can drop us a line through the mail if that's easier for you as well. So that's going on. We're continuing to work on that, looking forward to taking care of our future. In the meantime, school's now been in session for 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks now, and doing quite well. We have a lot of kids here. Our enrollment's actually gone up as public schools are reopening to virtual full-time e-learning. Several people have decided they would rather have private schools. So that helps us this year. Whether that will continue down the road, who knows? Hopefully they like what they find here and are willing to come on board for the future as well. So we're also looking forward to First Communions next weekend, the 19th and the 20th. And Cardinal Cupich will be here on Saturday night at the 5 o'clock Mass on the 19th next weekend as well. It's the 90th anniversary of our parish, also the 30th anniversary of reopening of our church, the dedication of the new church, and obviously it's the feast of St. Robert Bellarmine, who is our patron saint and the patron saint of catechists. So we also always bless the catechists as well, who are doing so much to pass on the faith to our children. So a lot of exciting things going on in spite of the limitations. I don't think there's any changes on that front. The state hasn't given us any new guidelines or any new restrictions or relaxing of any restrictions, so we're moving forward. One other thing that the Cardinal did approve this week, and that is been a concern for many people, is that he is now permitting communion on the tongue for those who prefer that rather than receiving in the hand. And so there's an extra sanitizing procedure required for that, but those who wish to receive on the tongue can certainly now do that at any parish in the Archdiocese. So we started offering that this week at Daily Mass, and we'll continue to offer that as we move forward. So pretty much that's all that's been going on this week. I'm continuing to work on the Renew My Church. We're looking at the revised budgets for seeing how the COVID has impacted our enrollment, our Sunday collection. It's still down about 20%, so 25%, so not good, better than many parishes in the Archdiocese, and we're blessed to have some savings in the bank to cover some shortfall, but that obviously is not long-term sustainable. So I encourage all of you who have not been regular givers to go on to Give Central and start becoming regular givers to support our parish, our church, and our school. And if you are a regular giver, donor, thank you much for what you've done. And if there's any way you could possibly increase that, that would be greatly appreciated. I do know that a lot of people are struggling right now because many have lost jobs or been furloughed or been reduced to part-time, and so many people are struggling. So certainly we understand the demands that you may have on your time and your finances as well. So I don't wish to place any undue burden on anyone else either. But please, if you can, remember the parish. So I'm looking forward to, actually we'll have a service this Saturday afternoon for the children who are going to receive First Communion next week. We're going to have a little reconciliation service, a little prayer service for them. Mary Ellen Castleman, who is our Director of Religious Education, has been working very hard to create a lot of virtual things. So she's done a virtual tour of the school, of the church rather, virtual testing of, or excuse me, communion, what's the word I'm looking for? A possible, like a rehearsal, on what to expect and all that. We're working on all of that. And so we're continuing to do the best we can in the limits of both the COVID era and the safe distancing and the fact that we are not as adept at some technology as some of the other people, but we're doing the best we can. So basically that's what's going on. We will be starting the virtual faith formation classes for the public school children in the beginning of October. Registration is going on now, anybody interested in coming to the adult faith formation program and perhaps exploring what it means to be Catholic, so just contact me or Deacon Bill at the rectory. And that's ongoing as well. As I said, the religious education that takes place in the school continues the same way. We have to do school masses a little bit differently since we're only allowed to have smaller number in 2 classes at a time. So Mrs. Tenzillo, the principal, and I are kind of finalizing this next week what that might look like moving forward. Because it's not a highest priority compared to a lot of things with opening the school and getting other things done, we unfortunately will not be able to have a school mass for the Feast of St. Robert Bellarmine, but we'll be moving forward hopefully in October with all of those and trying to figure out how we're going to do the holy days for the whole parish as well. And so if you have any thoughts about that, we're only currently offering 2 masses right now because of a lack of volunteers. If we want to have more of that on holy days, we'll obviously need more volunteers, and the volunteer base really hasn't gone up in the last few weeks. So I encourage all of you who've been kind of following along for the last couple of months to, if you're not already volunteering, please to take the 1-hour video and sign up. And many of the people who have taken the video and are quote officially trained have so far not really signed up for any events. People are working obviously during the week, but it would be a great help if you could do that so we could expand our celebrations as the demand goes up. So other than that, that's where we are at this week, and I hope that we'll have more news, good news next week as well. In the meantime, God bless. Have a wonderful week. Pray for one another. Take care of one another. Certainly pray for all of our first responders, and please do continue to practice physical distancing and the safe health procedures that will help speed through the recovery from this terrible virus. God bless you all, and have a wonderful week.